Hi, and welcome to Wholicious. Today's episode is one of my favorite topics ever, gut health, baby. I'm Amber Cottle, professional chef, holistic lifestyle advocate, and your host of the show, Hallicious. And this is my best girl, Sadie. I will help and coach you on how to have a healthy relationship with food in your body. Did you know that our gut is considered our second brain? Your vagus nerve is the nerve that goes directly from your gut to your brain and is responsible for healthy communication between your gut and brain, but it also controls almost every aspect of digestion. If your gut is unhealthy and suffering from any gastric issues or leaky gut, this can affect your mental health and emotions, as it did for me for almost 30 years. Along with gut healing, delicious recipes that I'll show you later on in my Hallicious Kitchen, you can also watch my episode with my guest, Dr. G. We talk a lot about gut health, and make sure you check my episode specifically on immune boosters if you haven't already. Okay, so today we're going to use a fire visualization technique that will activate your self-healing powers. The only side effect I've experienced from visualization is that it will create a new self-image and increase your self-esteem and inner freedom. Sometimes I do a quick one in the morning for a couple of minutes after my meditation, or sometimes I'll do it before bed. Okay, so before we start and before we pick our intention, I like to clear my space, clear the energy. So right here I've got some sage. Sage is really great to clear any unwanted energy. I like to light my sage stick and then kind of just clear around me, all over my body, any other energies that are kind of like stuck on me that need to be cleared. And then what brings in the energy is Palo Santo. So Palo Santo will bring in some nice, beautiful energy. So I like to light this after I light my sage and as I'm getting ready to pick my intention. So today, because our episode is all about gut health, my intention today is going to be to have perfect elimination and perfect digestion. And because so many people, including myself, have struggled with constipation in the past, I think this is a really great intention. So you're going to sit in a comfortable position. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the floor, cross-legged. You can close your eyes, and you're going to take your hands and you're going to place your hands right over your belly button. Now we're really going to focus on the solar plexus, which is about 3 inches above the belly button. Okay, so start to take some deep breaths in and out of your nose, exhaling out of your mouth, and really start to picture a warm fire, a warm light in your solar plexus, really growing with every breath that you're taking. You can start to visualize feeding and fueling your body with the right foods. You can take a couple seconds, really sitting in quiet, having gratitude for your strong, beautiful body. After you finish for 2, 10, 30 minutes visualization, I like to sit with my palms face up on my knees. I take a couple deep breaths to finish my meditation visualization, really allowing my mind, body, and my soul to connect, and really allowing any clarity or insight that wants to come in. Our fire visualization is a good foundation to now jump into my Hallicious Kitchen and start on dishes that are going to support a healthy gut. Okay, this is a bone broth episode, which is my favorite thing to talk about. We're gonna start with bone broth. Then we're gonna make a creamy blueberry bone broth Jello smoothie. I know it sounds weird, but it's amazing. And then we're gonna make cauliflower rice with bone broth with a soft cooked egg, peas, and a bunch of herbs. Okay, before we get started, the equipment we need today is a crock pot and of course my handy Vitamix. So bone broth is a staple in my house. It is the #1 thing I use for my gut health. Let's talk about our gut microbiome. So all of the healthy, good bacteria in our gut is responsible for absorbing and storing all the minerals and the nutrients that we need in our body. This means that we have a healthy gut flora, which will help us fight inflammation in the gut. Now, what causes unhealthy gut, unbalanced flora? Processed food, lots of sugar, too much alcohol, too much caffeine, not enough fiber. So I drink bone broth every single day. So let's jump in and get started. And I'll go over a little bit more of the benefits because I can talk bone broth seriously all day long. Now, I'm gonna use a crock pot today. It's easier. We're gonna cook this for 24 hours. We'll put it on low and you can walk away and go. So we're gonna first talk about the bones. Okay, don't be creeped out because we're using some chicken feet today. These little guys are a little creepy, but they're loaded with collagen. So we've got organic chicken feet, and I'm also using some beef marrow bones. You can also use any cut of beef bones that you can find at your butcher, but it's really, really important that you find pasture-raised, grass-fed, organic beef bones. You don't want to make a bone broth when your bones are dirty. So really pay attention to where you're sourcing your bones. That's a big, big thing. This is so easy. It's a little bit of a labor of love, but getting started is very easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all of my chicken feet and all these bones in my crock pot here, okay? All right, then the key and the tip is for bone broth is pour your water where it's about 1 inch above the bones, okay? So I'm gonna do that. Nestle these in here. Perfect. All right. Next, I'm going to use some apple cider vinegar. So the apple cider vinegar helps extract the minerals and the nutrients from the bones. It's really important. I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons, okay? And then I'm going to do about 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'll just do that. All right, so that looks good. Let me show you. See how I have the water just right above the bones, okay? That's going to cook on low for 24 hours. Peek at it after about 12 hours, and if the water looks like it's resting right under the bones, just go ahead and add a little bit more water. Depending on the strength of your crock pot and how hot your crock pot is, you don't want too much of the water to boil down, okay? So 24 hours, bam, okay? This is step 1. Step 2, after 24 hours, I then take this and I strain the bone. So I've already done this, and now here I have my strained hot bone broth. So my bone broth is gonna go in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and what's gonna happen is in the morning, you're gonna have this thick layer of fat, which is actually the beginning of making tallow. This is actually really, really healthy fat to cook with. And the fat rises, and then what you can do is with your spoon is kind of pull away the fat. It's so easy, just like this. Okay, and I actually like to save this fat and use it for cooking my fish and meat, and it's delicious for cooking eggs. And you know, cooking with oils is such an important topic too. This is such a healthy oil and fat to cook with because it won't burn and turn toxic in our body. Okay, so I'm scraping the fat and I'm left with all this Jello. Look at this bone broth Jello. This makes me so excited. So about 6 months ago at my restaurant in Hermosa Beach, the Source Cafe, I decided, you know what is a way that I can get bone broth in to some of my customers that are kind of terrified of bone broth, that they don't like the flavor. So I was like, what about a bone broth Jello smoothie? I know it sounds so weird, but it's become kind of famous and it's a daily drink of mine. And why do I drink bone broth, y'all? Well, first of all, when I said earlier in the intro, a happy gut, happy brain, okay? So there's 1. 2, great for hair, skin, and nails, helps repair the lining of the gut, high in available minerals and nutrients, loaded, of course, with protein. It's high in glycine, and glycine is an amino acid that actually helps with sleep and with depression, and glutathione, which is the body's master antioxidant. Very high in that. So you're getting all these amino acids instead of taking pills or protein powders. It's all right here. So we're gonna get right in here. We're gonna put about a cup of the bone broth Jello. And you'll notice that at the bottom of the bone broth, there's a bunch of the marrow and stuff. And this is actually really, really amazing. There's so many amino acids and vitamins. And y'all, if you're feeling sick, you're fighting a cold, get into the bone broth. Then I'm gonna do about 1 cup of blueberries. I've done frozen mango. It's delicious with frozen mango and frozen strawberries, but I really prefer the blueberries. I'm actually adding a little bit more collagen because I want about 40 grams of protein in this. So this is grass-fed. Vital Proteins is the brand, and I love it, and it's clean. And so I like to add a little bit more collagen to it. I'm adding cinnamon, one, because it's my favorite and it tastes amazing, but two, it's really great for fighting inflammation and great for circulation. And I do have to say that if you're sensitive to the bone broth flavor, that the cinnamon will hide it a little bit. And then we do need just a little bit of either maple, raw honey, or stevia. And to keep this low glycemic and no sugar, I'm gonna do a little bit of, just a couple drops of organic stevia right there. And then for the fat, because actually bone broth is not a high fat product because we're scraping all the fat from the top. It's loaded with protein and minerals and vitamins, and it does have a little fat, but I want this to be really nice and balanced with the fiber, protein, and fat, and it's gonna make it so creamy. So I'm gonna do a big scoop of avocado, and we're gonna blend, okay? And you're gonna see how freaking creamy and delicious this is. Okay, let's see. I'm so excited for you to try this. Look at this. And the first time I made this for one of my friends, they thought I was crazy, and then tasted it, was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe how good this tastes. And I'm telling you, you can't even taste the bone broth. Like, it really is an amazing way to sneak it in. Look at this. Look how creamy it is. It's fluffy. It's like a mousse. Oh my gosh, obsessed. It's so good. I drink this every day, and people comment all the time, oh my God, your skin, you're glowing. Well, you know what? Glowing from the inside out, nourishing and fueling our bodies with the right food, right? But collagen, baby, bone broth. So super jazzed to share that with you. Next, we're gonna make cauliflower rice, and I wanna show you how to make cauliflower rice using our bone broth Jello. Now, first, what we're going to do is we're going to actually use some of that fat that I scraped off from the bone broth, might as well, and use it to cook our cauliflower in. So I'm gonna put a couple tablespoons in there. Yep, that's great. And then I'm gonna add our cauliflower rice. Now, I rice this in the food processor, but I usually get lazy myself at home, and I just buy it frozen, or you can buy it non-frozen. They have both options at the grocery store if you don't want to rice it yourself. This is going to take under 15 minutes. So I'm going to give this a little stir. We're just going to brown the rice cauliflower for about 30 seconds to a minute. Okay. And I'm going to add all of our spices. We've got cumin, paprika. I'm going to add a little crushed red pepper. I'm going to put all of that in there. All right, perfect. And now we're gonna use our bone broth Jello. So I've got about 1.5 cups here. So we'll add our Jello. I'm gonna add some fresh oregano. I'm gonna turn this down now to about medium low. I'm gonna add a little squeeze of lemon. Okay. Now we're gonna cover this for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, and we're gonna let this baby cook. Okay, perfect. So what I already did is I already soft boiled some eggs. And what does that mean, soft boil? I boil the water, add the eggs, and set my timer for 6 minutes. And then as soon as that timer goes off, it's really important that you have a small bowl with ice water, and you take your egg and you put it in the ice bath. It immediately stops the cooking. That way you get a really nice medium yolk. So let me show you. Oh my gosh, look at that. How it's a little bit runny. Oh my gosh, so good. This is how I eat all of my eggs, okay? We're gonna finish this cauliflower rice today with a little bit of red wine vinegar, some fresh parsley, and some peas. So right here, I've got about 1.5 cups of frozen peas. And the reason I add my peas at the end is because I don't want them to turn to mush, and I still like to have like a little bit of crunch to the pea, okay? Perfect, that is cooking, baby. Okay, all right, so let's add our peas here. I'm also gonna finish this with a bunch of fresh parsley. Okay, I'm going to finish with a little drizzle, about 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. And that's about it. I don't really measure. This looks amazing. So I'm gonna let this go for about 30 more seconds. Okay, great. So I'm gonna finish it with a little squeeze of lemon. I'm loving it. It smells delicious. And, all right, I'm gonna put a little bit. Ooh. Oh yeah, perfect. I'm gonna put our egg right on top. I mean, that's sexy. A runny yolk is so sexy. I'm gonna take a little bit of more parsley leaves and I'm gonna put some parsley on top like this. And I'm gonna do a nice drizzle of extra virgin olive oil right across the egg. Oh yeah. Pinch of Maldon sea salt right here. And then sumac. Sumac, if you've been watching my episodes, I basically put it on everything. It's a shrub and it will add a nice lemony zing. And I'm gonna put that right there across the egg, just like that. And that's it. Oh my gosh, check out this amazing cauliflower rice with bone broth, peas, fresh oregano, parsley, and that 6-minute egg. You can eat this warm, you can eat this cold, you can add this to your eggs in the morning. Really delicious if you want to add any sauteed meat to this. You can serve this with some roasted fish on top if you don't want the egg. There's so many options. So I hope you got inspired today and learned a ton about gut health and how to take care of your gut. I can't wait to know how you love the bone broth smoothie. Subscribe to my channel and comment below because I love staying connected with you, especially if you have any questions. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.